everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well, if you haven't been here before, I'm Sandy and this is my husband John.
Hi everybody.
And if you haven't seen our last video, we recently purchased some smart dolls by Danny Chu and have decided to apply our different creative skills to working with these dolls. And I went to Target the other night and I spent a bunch of money on, well, not a bunch of money. I spent very little money, actually, on a bunch of things that I haven't really discussed with John yet. The cool thing about this is they are all things that we can use to craft for Smart Doll and other fashion dolls. And I'm just going to show these to John, and we're going to kind of talk about what we could do with them. I have some concrete ideas about a few of them, and some others I really, I just saw them and went, these could really work. So if you have any ideas, feel free to put them in the comments. Mention what the item was and what you think we could do with it. And that would be really cool. But I'm sure John will have some ideas to share as well. So let's get started. This is something I got from the party aisle. This one's a little bit more obvious. But I just thought it was really great because this was like, I think $5 for the whole bag. So this was in the party aisle with the party decorations and like bags of little favors that you can get for kids. They're just, they're from the Spritz brand.
Oh, they're just erasers?
They're just erasers. And there's little hamburgers and little,
Can I open it?
Yeah, go ahead. And I figured if we, there's a lot of them. So I figured if we didn't use them all, I bullet journal, so I will always use cute erasers. But there's these cute little tea cakes and, with little strawberries on them. And, oh, look, this must be, it's the sandwich came apart. That's actually kind of cool. We could actually show the dolls making a sandwich. Yeah, they actually are pegged together like this. So you can actually put this back together.
Okay. So now I must dismantle all of these. So this actually has an
actual stick that you can take out of there. That's actually really funny. Oh yeah, the cake comes apart too. But
there you go. This
one is actually a particularly good piece of cake. I like this. It's just a really simple white cake with a little strawberry on top, and it's a pretty detailed strawberry too. There's a little hot dog. I know that like with photography, which is your thing, that you can actually play with perspective on stuff. But I just thought some little mini ones that were actually pretty close to the right size was...
Well, perspective, I think perspective in smart doll photography really works best with just a background. With, the doll in the foreground and something in the background, like trying to get them placed just right in front of... Well, we've talked about using like our bookcase,
right?
And trying to get them placed in front of it in just such a way that it looks like they're actually in the room at the right scale. With stuff like this is really, you want it in the same scale as the doll because you want it in their hands.
There is her hand.
I feel like she wants some ice cream.
Yeah, that actually works. That's pretty close. She can have a little ice cream cone. All right, the next thing I did was, this is a pretty obvious one, and it's not really, I'm going to put it down because it was part of the haul, but I did buy some little mini, I don't know if, you might not know this, that you can get bobby pins for their hair in a shorter length, and most bobby pins are like another half an inch to an inch longer. These are actually a better length for sticking into a smart doll head and hiding, like in big hairdos and things like that. So that's that one. Now these were fun. These are from the baby department. Little baby socks. These have bears. It's 6 pair, and I think it was probably $6 or $7. There's 6 pair, and there's 3 with bears, and then 3 plain ones on the other side. So I thought I can even cut these down and actually make socks that will fit and stitch down, and these will actually fit the smart dolls.
Okay.
So it'll look cute with their little sneakers and stuff like that.
So how would you actually reduce this in size?
I'd have to think about it a little bit, but I think you could probably, you could just cut down through and create a new foot shape. I mean, if you follow this all the way down and around, you're pretty much getting the right foot size. I would say it's probably about maybe like that.
Okay. So then just restitch it?
Just restitch it, yeah, on a sewing machine or by hand. Doesn't really matter. I mean, there's other things you could do with this too. You could actually, this is probably a good size for a hat for Barbie. It might even stretch enough for the Smart Dolls, but I think if you cut off the top of this and stitched it closed, you could make a hat for Barbie.
Okay.
And then on the other ones, I mean, these I think would make really cute, like pockets on, like on a hoodie. Like if you're doing something.
Oh, like
really...
the front pockets on a hoodie.
Yeah. So
I was thinking of like a pillow or something. But yeah.
You could do something really, kawaii with a little teddy bear front, which would be very cute. So that's that one. On the same lines, I found these little booties, which I actually have tried on the foot of my Smart Doll. And of course they're too big. But this is not, like, it looks like it's stiff right here because it's got a little plastic molder inside for display. This molder, if it gives you any idea of the size, it actually fits the bottom. Like you can put this over the bottom of a Smart Doll sneaker and it fits. So that gives you the idea of the size of this. This is also 0 to 6 months. But again, this is just knit fabric. So if you have any skill with a hand needle at all, you can actually, put it on the doll, figure out how much it needs to be taken in, take some off the back, and you've got a really cute little pair of super cute animal slippers.
Right.
For when the dolls are, hanging out at the house watching movies. So I thought those were very cute. The next thing I found was also in the kids department. These are a 4T, but of course you could get them in whatever size you want. I just wanted the extra fabric. These are a super soft doll, baby or toddler legging.
Okay.
And on the inside, they are like super, like they're not even flannel lined. They're lined with like, it's hard to see, but
like
they're
fleece.
Yeah, well, it's like a plush. It's got like little hairs. So it's really hard to see right now, but they're like little, like half eyelash length hairs. So I was thinking, like, of course you could make leggings. Follow a leggings pattern. Like Danny released the leggings pattern. You could use that.
Okay. Or
you could make your own pattern for that. The nice thing about doing something with a pair of already made pants is it's already hemmed. So if you can think of a way to make use of the hem, if you're not somebody who sews, having that hem is a bonus.
Right.
Because you don't have to do that. So you could actually cut this off like, a few inches up and stitch along the top, maybe put in a piece of elastic or a drawstring, and without having to do a hem on the bottom, you've got a little like sporty skirt for Smart Doll.
Now, what is it about this particular fabric that you liked and that you picked it up?
The scale. It's the print size is really good. So if you go into the kids department, the kid size prints are going to be at a smaller scale. So if you go for what is considered small within the kids department, you're going to get a good scale for the Smart Doll.
Gotcha.
The other thing I was thinking was I'm seeing a hoodie made out of this, and I'm thinking like this really cute, cozy winter hoodie, and then like you could even like if you made it with this
with a teddy bear on the front.
with a teddy bear. No, but I was thinking like because this is so fuzzy on the inside, being able to see this inside the hood
right
would be really cool. You could even reverse it and have the outside of the pockets be this fuzzy stuff and have the rest of the stuff be, you could play with both sides of the fabric, which I thought was really neat. So yeah, I really like these. I was drawn to them. I mean, they weren't on sale when I bought them, but on sale you can do really well with kids' clothes. So that's those. And along that line of getting them on sale, in the clearance rack, I found this adorable little sweater with, I guess it's a llama on it. I chose this. Obviously, this llama is way too big, and this is not going to fit a smart doll.
You think?
But I mean, I had some thoughts.
That's like a smart doll dress shape right there.
It is actually. That's actually a good point. I didn't even think of that.
Like, look, there's your straps.
Yeah, that's actually, yeah, we could actually like applique this onto something, or maybe even make it on its own.
Make it out. Well, yeah, I guess it depends on how wide this is, because you could just finish the rest with extras from here, right? And just sew a seam in the back.
Yep.
Just make a tube.
The other thing is we have been looking at making like furniture to scale and stuff like that for the dolls, and I thought we could just cut this out, and it could be like a knit Afghan to throw on the furniture.
Okay.
You could cut this here, fold it in half, so we've got like, this is the head, and then the back is this piece, and now we've got a pillow.
Yeah, that's a pretty, and I mean, it's a little on the small side for a pillow, just based on their heads, but like maybe like a small accent pillow.
Yeah, like a throw pillow. But the big thing about this was, again, it's just like with the leggings, the scale of this. Oh, yeah, I left the price tag on. I paid $4.80 for this. So this is a lot of fabric, a lot of knit fabric for $4.80. The scale of the knit, when you go to the kids department, you're generally going to get a smaller scale in the knitting. So you'll have stuff that's more the right size for the smart doll. I mean, and look at this. This is the collar of a sweater.
Sure.
Or it's a hat. Maybe we cut this off and make. I was like,
yeah, couldn't you just cut open holes there and have a sleeveless
dress or a sleeveless sweater? Yeah. So there's so much fabric here that I can do stuff with. I mean, I could make a whole outfit, like from hat to booty socks, out of this sweater, and still have plenty left over. So that is that one. So the next thing was from the craft section at Target. They actually have like 3 or 4 aisles of different little craft items that you can do with kids and things like that. But they did have these cute little canvases in 4-packs. They are 4 by 4 inches, which is 10.1 centimeters by 10.1 centimeters. And there's 4 in a pack, and I think they were like $3.99 each. So they're like little, us theater people would look at this like it's a flat that you can paint. So we could paint these with little, watercolor paint designs on them and hang them on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, well, sure. Like at scale, that would be a 1 foot by 1 foot canvas. Yeah. Not a huge canvas, but
something decent to hang on the wall. Like maybe we do a couple little things or a triptych. But I also thought these are the right size, I think, to make like a chair. And then you could come up with legs somehow, and these make a cute little chair. And because they're fabric, they're very easy to stitch a cushion type thing down to, or even just glue some fiberfill down, some stuffing down, and then cover it.
Right. I mean, if you can't do it with hot glue, what's the point, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, I sew, so I always think about needle and thread.
Right, of course.
But yeah, so I got 2 packs, which is 8 of these. So that's 4 chairs for a dining table or something.
Yeah, I mean, you could easily just get square dowels and glue the square dowels down here, put in a couple crossbars, and you have yourself,
Yeah.
Since they don't particularly sit well at normal sitting height, they more lounge, they sort of lean back because their legs don't quite bend or articulate enough to get a good sit. Like a counter height bar stool type thing
would be kind of cool. Yeah.
Be the best thing.
Yeah. And this is actually probably a pretty good craft to do with kids, because it doesn't look like it's going to require much in the way of like scissors or anything like that, which is kind of fun. But again, if you have any other ideas what we could do with these, that would be really cool. The last thing I found was something that I had seen in our Joann's craft store, our big box craft store, the night before when John and I went shopping, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. And I want to preface this with the fact that we are very responsible about wearing our masks when we go out. I make our masks. We don't wear this particular kind that I bought at Target. And I normally probably wouldn't buy these. I don't recommend that anybody go out and buy all the masks in town to make these things. But I didn't have any of this style, so I bought a few at Target so that we.
And right now we're not particularly in a time of shortages.
Yeah, right. So what I did was I saw these masks packaged in the store, and they packaged them folded in half. This one isn't really the same, but the ones in the Joann's were much clearer as to what they are. But they packaged them folded in half, and it just automatically looked like a bag to me. And so I thought, well, geez, you could take a needle and thread or a fabric glue or a hot glue gun, even if you're not somebody who sews, and you can, all you'd have to do is glue or secure down the sides, thread down the sides, and then, when you put it together, it's just a little bag. And then if you're somebody who has any skill or wants to embellish, or if you have sewing skills, you could cut this shorter so that it is more of like a purse size.
Okay.
Put a little button on there, put some embellishments, and it's a good way to reuse a mask that has that's kind of on its last legs as far as being your mask that you wear to protect yourself. But the other thing is I just noticed when we were getting ready to film this is that there is this interior pocket that is for putting a filter inside. And you could even take this interior pocket out, and now you've got some extra fabric that you can use to embellish the outside of the bag, which is kind of neat.
What would you do with the fabric to embellish the outside?
Maybe take it out, turn it into a big bow and make a high fashion statement on the bag. You have a big satchel with a big bow on it. Or you could use it as if you had a couple that you were using, I have this purple one that's exactly the same. I could take the purple lining out of the inside of this one and
swap the two.
Cut a scarf that goes tied around the edge of the bag, like people wear scarves. Now at this size, it looks like one of those large, like a shopping tote, like you might take to go put long loaves of bread in, or vegetables, or something like that. But as you make it smaller and change the shape, you can come up with a lot of different things. I also noticed, as we were getting ready for this, it could be the top of a pinafore. So you've got, this goes around the neck, and this is the bib that goes on the front. And then if you had some other fabric or something, you could make a skirt that goes around it.
Okay, so and you could also, I suppose you could maybe try it with a lining too, but maybe you could double this up with another mask or something.
Yeah.
To make the dress.
Right. Yeah.
And
if you took out the there's all kinds of things you could do. You could take out the stitches down here so that this end opens up, and now you've got more fabric that you can work with for making a little dress or anything like that. But yeah, that's my disclaimer about masks. Don't use, masks that are still good for taking care of yourself.
Use your judgment.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, use your judgment.
Yes, use your judgment on whether you're going to use a mask for that. I get too worried about things.
You're way too worried about this.
Okay, so anyways, that was that. And I did find a couple other masks. This one has a cute floral print and has ties that are separate. So I'm looking forward to taking this out of the bag and seeing what I can do with the separate ties. And then this one doesn't have it has just a regular elastic strap, but it's got this cute little ruffle on it. So I'm looking forward to playing with that too.
Nice.
So, yeah. So that was actually my Target haul. These were $2 and $3 each.
Two to
Some,
three.
yeah,
Oh,
$2 to $3 each. They had some.
I was
packs.
like, were they 5? Is that what you're telling me?
They were 2 and 3.
Did they start putting mathematics on the price tags?
Yes.
You cannot buy this unless you can solve this equation.
No, they were two. These were $2 and $3 each. This one was 2, and I think all the other ones were 3. And then they have like packs that are like 3 for $10 and stuff like that. So they're all around that price range. So that's it for our Target haul. How do you think I did?
I think you did pretty good. I like I think the mask. I mean, obviously this is your clears, but the mask one is, I think, just really easy for anybody to just go done. Like here's some fabric glue, done.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you first buy smart dolls, they're a big expense, and the clothes can be really expensive. So if you're just looking for something,
the handbag is probably like $40, and with $20 shipping, and takes you 10 weeks to get from wherever.
Yeah, I mean, they're worth it. The stuff is really nice, but it's expensive. So anything you can do for yourself to make sure that your dolls have some things to wear and you can have fun with them. Pretty cool. So if you have any ideas for me, put them in the comments. I would love to check that out. You're gonna eat some cake?
Thinking about it.
So that's all for us for now. Take care. Let us know what you thought. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I know we've been getting a lot of views that are not from subscribers. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our channel.
Please. We're not desperate.
Not at all. Share. Please share. Anybody, share with your mom and dad friends who like to do crafts with their kids. There's some great ideas here. And we'll see you again soon.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.